already be live.
Now we're live now. What is going on, all you profitable stylists and all you future profitable stylists out there? Good morning, everybody. We are talking about, is temporary styling actually hurting your hair goals?
And John and I said, what is temporary styling?
That's right. We have two confused hairdressers with us today. Two and a half. I halfway know what we're talking about today. So I'm going to go through some scenarios, and then we're going to discuss it real quick, right? But to put it in perspective, temporary styling versus hair goals or hurting your hair goals. Everybody wants to have beautiful, healthy, condition, volume, full hair. But a lot of people, because of time, because of constraints, because of trends, because of whatever reason, you're not doing the work that you're supposed to be doing. You're trying to cut corners, yeah?
I know one.
What's that?
Dry shampoo.
Dry shampoo. Why do people, right? Dry shampoo is a good temporary one. Somebody doesn't want to wash their hair and then do the whole blow dry style and get it set. Look, so they'd rather use, the dry shampoo to extend that style. And it's supposed to be for two days. Extend your hair for like an extra day or two. But how many times? Yeah, exactly. 7, 8, 9 days.
That is true.
No, because you had your other hand up in front of it. But John, you're Italian. Isn't there a saying in Italian like my hair is very skis? I haven't washed it in a week or something.
What? Skis. Yeah, skis. But all right, we could jump into dry shampoo. Dry shampoo has its place in what we got going on.
Everything has its place. It's the misuse of things and products, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I have clients that come in and are like, oh yeah, I haven't shampooed in a week, which takes me back to beauty school when they used to bus in the people from the old people's home, and you'd have to shampoo them 3 times just to get a lather to get through everything that was on their hair. And then because they've shellacked their hair in place, all that shedding, right? But then once you get it wet and broken up, all the shedding that's just been caught in that hair, you got a Wookie. It's like a little, and you kind of grab it and you kind of stick it to the side of the shampoo bowl, or if you're my wife, you stick it to the wall of the shower and forget about it.
Storage.
But yeah, I mean, but I think the key really is, Bernard hit it right on the head, is the misuse of these things. And we have so many of them in what we do, from doing a true, I'll go there, true smoothing treatment, all the way to the express treatments that only last how long? How long does an express last?
Well,
depending on
treatment, you got 2 different kinds of express treatments. You got ones that are designed to last 4 to 6 weeks. You got ones that are designed to last 12 to 16 shampoos, not 12 to 16 weeks.
I love that you make that distinction always. And it's taught me a lot, because I used to think of things and products and services in a time, but it's not time, it's how much you do in that time. And I love that you say so many shampoos, because I shampoo my hair twice a day. Well, I shower or bathe twice a day, morning and evening, and my hair gets wet, and whatever happens to that hair, it would be twice as much wear and tear to whatever's happening compared to someone who shampooed once.
This is precisely. Exactly.
Yeah, I love that you say shampoo.
That's the colorist in Eddie, because when we do a toner, and immediately the question from every client, the minute you put a toner on, how long is this going to last?
For you?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then what's the first question you ask them? Well, how many times do you shampoo? And like someone like yourself, Bernard, or someone who works out, they shampoo when they go to work, and then they shampoo after they work out, usually in the evenings or what have you. So actually, technically, it's 2 shampoos a day at least, or if they swim or something like that. That I love that. I love that that definition, Eddie, that you put to it. Shampoos and not, oh, this will last you 2 or 3 weeks. You know, I like that.
That's the difference of what happens. So now the misuse, where the misuse comes in, and where this is actually temporary styling, you're trying to get around, you're trying to cut corners. You think if you continually do this, it'll build a cumulative buildup into the hair. And then instead of lasting for the 4 to 6 weeks or the 12, 16 shampoos, all of a sudden it's going to start lasting 3 months. I just got a phone call yesterday. Do you guys have a keratin treatment? Yeah, we do. What kind of, what are you trying to achieve? Something that lasts about 6 months to a year. I just want to do it like once or twice a year. I'm like, okay, listen, I don't know. Right? I'm like, either your client's hair grows at a glacier pace and grows like 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch a year for it to last that long, or I don't know what to tell you, but no, we don't deal with that heavy level of chemicals anymore. The best you're going to get out of anything, realistic expectations, 3 to 4 months. You should be doing it seasonally. And we talk about keratin smoothing treatments needs to be done seasonally all the time. When you want something to last that long and you only want to do a treatment such as that or a smoothing such as that, forget about smoothing at that point. Just go with a full-blown relaxer. I don't understand why everybody's so scared to death of doing a full-blown relaxer.
Oh my
God.
God.
Do that once or twice a year. The exposure to chemicals is so much less. And you're actually going to get the straightened and smoothened result that you're actually looking for. And but everybody hears the word relaxer and they're like, oh, sodium hydroxide, blah, 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 well, no, lye. I can't have lye. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, then just do formaldehyde freaking every other month. I don't know what to tell you. Embalm your hair instead of just, temporarily putting chemicals on there and getting an actual achieving a goal that you want. Go with the mundane fix.
I think you had looked up a list or something, right? Tell us a list of these temporary things that people do. We've got dry shampoo express services. You know why I had trouble with this topic in the beginning? I'm going to brag on myself. I feel like I never wanted to do shortcuts. I don't even understand them. I just don't do like, oh, I'm gonna make fun of someone that can get over it in my life. My son, Brennan, he does something different than me and it works. He's successful, but with extensions. We came from a world of keratin extensions, and if the hair wasn't clean, they didn't stay in very well. So we wanted that hair so freaking clean. It was like squeaky clean because we're bonding something to hopefully just the hair and not some barrier, and he, like most stylists, starts learning this new on stage beaded extension, no washing. They come in, they might be clean. They might be she's. And they would be so oily. Either one's getting the beaded extensions just the same. Luckily, the beads seem to do pretty well over some dirty hair. We think that maybe some of these products provide more grip. I don't know for sure. No. But I just can't do it. I can't do it. I got to have clean hair. So I was never that stylist that was like, if you'll do this at home when you come in, it'll be faster, cheaper. Now, if they begged me like, hey, what if I shampoo my hair at home? Oh, God, I would do it sometimes. And then I'd say, did you use conditioner? Well, yeah, I told you not to. I know, but you can't brush through my hair. Then why are you asking me if you can do it at home? You're not even following the directions. So I got so used to clients not even listening anyway. You can't trust that they're going to do what you tell them to do, even when they ask, that if I am going to guarantee or feel comfortable or good about the service I provide, there are these steps I'm going to do. I could never do the shortcuts. I'm going to I already shampooed my hair this morning. So what? Follow me. This is my process. Don't like it? You can leave. My customers are happy because I know my process works. Even with hair replacement, cleaning a scalp. I can feel the head and it feels a little oily or greasy. I shampoo it again, or I spray a little more 99% alcohol and I wipe it. And then I feel it and I'm like, it's still oily. I'll do it again. It might take 10 times on one person, one time on another person.
Yep.
And the one person I helped Brendan with recently that was having trouble with a hair replacement sticking on, the client said, can you have your dad stick with us through the whole of service and see what's going on? And I was like, his head's not clean, Brennan. He goes, I mean, I've alcoholed it 3 times. Feel it. I said, that's how I know it. I am feeling it.
No,
and he said, he's not having any problems anymore. You're right. It just needed to be cleaned more. And I don't know if I was not good at it first and I learned the hard way, because now I'm getting so freaking old I can't remember the beginning anymore. But I know for so long I just go overboard with the cleaning, the process. Trust the process is a big thing on Instagram and you know, a bunch of memes right now. Trust the process and you'll get there. And I came up with a process that worked on most people and I trust it. And I don't believe the clients all the time. Some tell the truth, some don't. So for me, my process is consistent and I don't like shortcuts. So when you first gave me the title of this, I was like, I don't even really know what they are. You have a list of more of them?
So check this out. My personal gripe, the no heat styling versus doing it daily properly. Okay.
Hey, I saw somebody ask you the question on Facebook about how you felt about not blow drying her hair or whatever. And I was so tempted. You were so nice. They must be a customer that spends money with you guys and you didn't want to piss her off. Because I was thinking if me or John saw this, right, we would probably be like, he said, do not let your hair dry naturally. But she asked, what do you think about drying hair naturally? Or I don't know, something about, and I was like, I know Eddie wants to go off on her. And you answered, so not you.
That was an educational forum. I had to be level because it was a learning moment, okay? And we're building core memories. That's another thing that's trending right now, is building core memories, okay? Oh my God. If he ever asks that question again in any way, shape, or form, yeah, nah, I'm on unload. But yeah, the no heat styling it versus actually styling your hair properly is one thing that drives me absolutely up the wall.
When you say no heat styling, it sounds like no styling to me. What does that mean? No heat styling.
Here, watch his face. Watch his face. I'll say it. Air. I let my hair air dry.
Maybe if you slept with rollers in your head like grandma did. That air
share a story.
No, that's a set, Bernard. That's not an air dry. That's an actual proper set. Leaving the rollers in your hair, because you actually have to put the product and place it and plan it and have it.
So that's not air dry. I mean, it is kind of air dry though, but with a lot more planning.
Okay. Well, you let them. You put all that product in, and then you comb the hair nicely. You put the rollers in, and you set everything. You let it air dry. Then you take the rollers out, and then you style that hair after you remove the rollers. And then you finish the whole process with a spray or a spritz or something. It's actually styled afterwards and it's completed.
That's probably what they mean when they say air dry.
No.
I can't. Tell your story, John. I can't.
Finish what he was trying to say.
No. Eddie was hit with this. We were teaching a class, and we had about 135 stylists in a room. Okay, and we had this girl.
Don't tell
who looked at Eddie, and went, "Well, you know, I have curly hair, so I just let my hair air dry, and I get my curly clients to just air dry." Watching Eddie vibrate in place, and I was stuck with this whole thing of, do I let Eddie turn into Mount Vesuvius and just blow up, or do I interject? And you know what? Being the good friend and co-host and co-educator that I am with Eddie, I let him blow up. I really did. And he took this girl And he was nice, but the amazing part is he was very nice about it, but he was very direct. And I guarantee you that this girl now styles her hair. Because she came in the next day, because it was a 2-day class. She came in the next day with her hair styled, and she's like, "You were so right." And Eddie just kind of did that smile and went, "I know," and just walked away from her.
Building those core memories, huh, Eddie?
He was building core memories. I guarantee you, she sits in front of the mirror with a blow dryer in her hand, thinking about Eddie every freaking day. But anyway, keep going on your list. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's hear that list. You're not getting very far down the list.
You guys are terrible. I need better friends.
I love when he realized the story in the middle. Oh, don't tell that story. Don't tell that. You could have just deleted him. You're in control of this.
Could have, would have, should have.
No, RJ's in control.
Oh, okay.
Another one that gets me good is people that want to use leave-in conditioners in place of standard conditioner or weekly or bi-weekly masks. That's another one that really gets me going. Washing your hair every other day versus once a week. Brushing your hair out after you've put powder or dry shampoo or whatever product in your hair. A lot of people will just use a comb or a rake. They won't actually take a brush. And I'm not saying do 100 strokes a night, but something to that effect. You really got to get that brush in there and get your scalp health up and healthy. You got to maintain that scalp health. People don't want to do clarifying treatments. They don't want to do, removing the buildup. So they'll go in and they'll just do like a half-ass shampoo. Instead of using products that'll mend the hair from the inside out and make it healthy, they'll use silicone-based or heavy products and they'll laminate their hair rather than using the actual products that work from the inside out. A lot of people, what's that?
I said that's a giant pet peeve with both of us. Is the silicone products, because our clients will buy the frizzies from the drugstore. They'll put it in their hair, and then they take that flat iron that they bought at the mall that doesn't even have a temperature setting on it. It just goes to 450. And what do? They've got that silicone in the hair. They take that flat iron, and and they don't even season the hair. It's just, and what are they doing? Silicone plus heat plus pressure. What is that doing? You're laminating the hair. And then they come back to you and they complain, my root touch-up didn't take. Well, yeah, because your hair is laminated. You can't open the cuticle. That's a huge thing that we go round and round with a lot of people in classes about is the silicone and really being aware of what they're putting in their hair. Yeah. Oh, but it makes my hair so nice and soft and smooth. It's like how does a shampoo and conditioner in one work? How does that work? Can somebody tell me?
Oh, the 2-in-1. The 2-in-1. Now they got the 3-in-1s. Have you seen the 3-in-1s?
What's the third one? Is it
Prozac? There's Prozac in it too. They're calm afterwards.
Or hairspray, so it's immediately styled. What is the third? Shampoo, conditioner, and what?
Shampoo, conditioner, and a leave-in.
Oh, a leave-in.
like a heat protector or like a leave-in. Yeah.
Oh, so when you rinse it all out, that stays behind.
It's kind of like when you wax your car, and you put like the buff on there.
Well, speaking of, if you really look at the ingredients on some of those 2-in-1s, you know what one of the biggest ingredients is carnauba wax. And what do they wax your car with? Carnauba wax. Interesting. So you're putting turtle wax on your hair. Okay, that's going to be healthy for it. That's going to be really good for your scalp too, right?
Right.
Well,
no
the shine, John. The shine.
Yeah, but you get shine. You know what else is shining? My driver's license, and that's laminated.
That is funny.
What else you got there, Big Shoots?
You got stuff like we just got a question too, but then you got stuff like this is the hair extensions ones, and people with long hair or layered hair, their hair starts shedding or it starts tangling, and then they don't want to brush it out. So they figure if they don't touch anything, it'll magically fix itself rather than going in and removing the tangles and brushing the tangles properly. And then you got another one of they don't blow dry their hair 100%, and then they just immediately proceed to go into the blow dryer or the flat ironing, or after the blow drying, they go immediately into the flat ironing or the curling iron. Their hair is still kind of damp.
And then wonder why it won't hold.
And then they wonder why the style won't hold, And then with holding style, a lot of people don't want to use aerosol sprays, so they use a lot of spritz, or they try to forego using any products, and they're just trying to curl their hair.
And when it's smoking, it's working, right?
Hey, if it ain't burning, it ain't working.
Yeah.
I freaked out Bernard the other week, John. He goes, "How do you know the curling iron's working?" I see you go, and then you tap it, and when your finger starts burning, that's when you know it's curled enough.
I just don't know why.
Dial to 10. There is no temperature control on a curling iron.
I don't know why. I don't know why you waste a step. You go from here to the iron. I don't know why you don't just touch the iron with your thumb, and that way it'd be faster, Eddie.
I got a bad shoulder. I can't turn my neck as good as I used to.
Too many jokes with that. Too many jokes.
No. God, we don't need to go there right now. We should do this in a whole nother episode. My pet peeves and things that you used to be able to do that nobody cared about till sanitation became a little more.
That would be fun.
That would be a fun one between you with the ashes, all the stuff that people use their mouths for in this industry. Till this day, people stick so many things in their mouths, and I'm like, you can't use your mouth. Or they're trying to get a little hair on somebody's neck, and when they're blowing, I'm like, don't blow on them. Right. Oh, yeah. What are you doing?
That's going to be so much fun. We're doing that next week.
Yeah, that would be a fun one because I think COVID woke us up to even hone in on it a little bit more. Like, what are we doing that isn't so clean in our environment that some people are still using gloves? Yeah, but you hit a lot of temporary things that I just didn't think about. Do either of you do professional wise make the 2-in-1s? Because that is a fascinating shampoo and conditioner. I don't know of it's when I stay at friends' houses or take a shower at my mom's, and and she was a hairdresser in the past, but now she's just buying from grocery store. She hasn't been behind the chair in so long, and she'll have sometimes in the shower a 2-in-1, or a friend will, and I look and I'm like, I always am amazed at a 2-in-1 because I always thought, well, so I'm putting the conditioner in and I'm washing it out at the same time. I don't get it.
The problem with the 2-in-1 is so first of all, a lot of shampoos nowadays are all sulfate free to begin with. Okay. That's just become such a standardized thing nowadays. Sure. You just don't have sulfates.
Sure.
So the cleansing surfactants that are in shampoos nowadays are so weak and light in comparison to what they used to be, is why you have a lot of buildup on people's scalp these days. Now you throw a conditioner, you make it a 2-in-1. You could only you can't have the best of both worlds. You're sacrificing half of something and half of something else. So now that surfactant it's got so much more slip in it, it barely gets to the scalp. And when it does touch the scalp, it's immediately sliding right off the scalp. It's not having that opportunity to get in and break up, soak it, break it down, soften up the buildup, and then enough time to pull it away from the hair shaft. The example and the analogy I like to give a lot is your hair is like a magnet. It's always going to attract things to it. Okay. And this used to be a thing back in the day. Everybody was talking about negative ions and everybody was all about the ion. And then, nowadays everything's so standardized, it doesn't even matter anymore. But people forget our bodies, and especially our hair, by default is positively charged. And in the atmosphere, there is a positive charge in the moisture that exists in the atmosphere, known as humidity. Some places are more humid than others. That's a whole thing in itself. But that's why when you're especially in the colder environments, There's a lot of static electricity. The hair is just staticky, and we call everything flyaway, but there's so many different versions of flyaway, and that's the whole thing. You just simply put some moisture back into your hair, the static is gone. And a lot of these brushes, a lot of these blow dryers, a lot of these flat irons, they all generate negative ions so it can seal it down. Opposites attract. Opposites attract. The same bounces off each other, So these 2-in-1s, they never give a perfect opportunity to balance out what a shampoo needs to do and what a conditioner needs to do.
Not to mention from a pH level, right?
At all. But I get it. It was originally designed for people out in the field or for people who couldn't, wash, they couldn't have the strength to lift their arms up enough to be able to cleanse everything at once, do each step properly. It had a good intention, but then of course, you give your hand and then they take your arm. They just go too far. Everything gets taken way too far. And now it's become a standard thing, 2-in-1 over-the-counter shampoo and conditioners.
I've heard the inch and a mile thing before. I've never heard of that. The hand and the arm.
Oh yeah, they'll take it. But I see. I'm
always correct me on the sayings. I know the saying. I love the sayings, but I always get them wrong.
I never heard the hand and the arm. That's I'm going to use it. Go ahead, John.
I'm more simplistic with it. Eddie was very technical about it. I still cannot wrap my head around something can clean and deposit at the same time. Right? Because a conditioner does what? What does a conditioner do? It deposits something in the hair. It gives the hair something that it's missing. True? Okay. Where shampooing, you're cleansing. You're getting rid of dirt, oil, debris. What's that?
Supposedly.
Okay. No. It's all shenanigans and marketing. That's all it is. Shenanigans and marketing. There's wax in it. Oh, my hair feels so soft afterwards. Oh, great. Remember when they first came out with the 2-in-1s, and you'd have clients that would use it, and then you would go to foil. Being a colorist, you would go to foil them, and all of a sudden you would grab one of those first couple of foils you did, and you could pretty much fry an egg on that foil because of the chemical reaction from whatever the conditioner part was mixed against your lightener. No, shenanigans, marketing.
Bleaches back then. That wasn't lightener back then. That's why that reaction was happening.
Well, okay, lightener, bleach. You say potato, I say potato. Decolorizing. There. Do you feel better about life now?
So I stopped being a hairdresser. I stopped working behind the chair, 14, 15 years ago now. So some of these things I didn't get to experience. So I'm loving hearing some of the actual application. I've never had the heat reaction.
And picture yourself, picture young stylist Bernard. Okay, let's take young stylist Bernard, who just as out of school, maybe a year or two into the business, you're doing your color application, you're doing your foil application, and you grab that foil and you feel that heat. Okay, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? You're smoking on. You're smoking hair, right? You're cooking hair. Now you start sweating because you open that foil and it's freaking orange. It's not even it isn't even something that you can freaking tone yet. And you're like,
gotta get it off.
That's why. And I'm going to get, because Eddie and I have technical backgrounds, I'm going to get technical with a lot of the color companies over the past 20 years have come up with, you should be pre-shampooing your clients to rid yourself, to clear off anything on that palette, on that canvas. So you have the optimum, like you were talking about with extensions, where, you're going to get the optimum results. Like you said, you go through your processes. That's why a lot of color companies have switched to that. Plus, we can get deep into that, but also because the chemical profile of hair color especially has changed so much that it's so buffered compared to back when we were first in the industry, when it was, 80% ammonia.
We would
which is
say,
another
don't
subject
shampoo.
for another day.
Right. Don't
but
shampoo before you come in back then. Don't
oh
worry.
no, you want no?
Eat
They wanted
through
the
it.
natural oils on the scalp, so you wouldn't be doing a dermabrasion on the scalp.
Chemical peel.
Oh my God. Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
Oh God, yeah, but really, anytime if you take a shortcut, it is what's the term, Eddie? It's you're losing your long term. It's short term gain or short term loss for long term gain, something like that. I'm an idiot now. But
long term gain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Short-term gain for long-term loss. Yeah. No, you said
yeah,
it
or
right.
something like that. But that, to really put it in perspective, is okay. You're going to cut a corner here today, get this client in and out, but you're going to have to pay the price or fix what you did somewhere down the line.
Mm-hmm.
That's like it always cracked me up. I worked with an older hairdresser back in the day. She was fantastic, great hairdresser, great colorist, but she would do this thing called a mini single, where she would just color the part. She would put a single process just on the part and around the hairline. Right, exactly. And it always never made sense to me because of the way I was trained is, okay, so you bought this client another 3 weeks or for however long, 2 weeks. But then when you're recoloring the other stuff that you didn't touch with that mini single, it's now you're grown out like this. So now it's no longer truly a single process because you're going to end up getting bands. So it's the same thing of, okay, yeah, you did a quickie, but now you've got to work harder later on down the line. Or does that not, or am I off on that?
No, it
I
was
agree.
a marketing thing we used to do back then. It was just something to justify,
cheaper and shorter time. So RJ put on here, are you recommending long-lasting treatments? Why or why not? I think that was a good one to kind of answer that on. Why or why not?
Why or why not?
So, to piggyback on what you're talking about, okay? What are your hair goals? The hair goals everybody wants is to have more fullness, healthy, shiny, strong, long hair, or whatever length you want, right?
As cheap as possible.
For as cheap as possible.
Possibly.
Or as cheap or as reasonable as possible. Everybody's on a budget at the same time too. Okay, so let's even take that, Bernard. If I say to you, at a minimum, if you invest in proper hair color, okay, this is something people argue with me about all the time. If you invest in getting your hair colored on a regular basis and done properly, and you maintain it regularly, that by itself will give you that is the most cost-effective way to get you to the ultimate goal of having the perfect hair, because hair color gives you all the benefits of the nutrition, of the conditioning stuff. It also adds pigment back into your hair. It is an entire process. It softens and opens up your cuticle. It removes natural pigmentation, but it's also pulling other stuff out of your hair as well. It is replacing it and depositing it and rebuilding it with good stuff. And like I said, it's adding that pigment back in. Pigment is giving your hair weight. Okay, it's like layering clothes. If you walk around in a tank top or in a bra, that's your first layer. Then you put a t-shirt over that. Then you put a sweater over that. Then you put a jacket over that. The more layers you have, the more protection to your body. That is what hair color is doing when it's adding that pigment back in. It's why, in my personal opinion, I am against letting you go natural and just letting your grays go or letting your unpigmented hair go. You should always color your hair. It will give you the best hair, okay? And if you want to talk about that, I can go into what's after that. But at a minimum, investing in getting your hair colored all the time is the most cost effective and yields the longest term results. Okay. And
I know.
and I was just
I
about
wasn't gonna.
to say
I wasn't
this.
gonna say it. I almost.
I was just about to say this, and then he just beat me to this. Okay. And I
Yeah.
know you make fun of me all the
gotta
time
go.
on this. But even if you gonna let your hair go and you're not gonna cover your grays anymore, you should still come and get a clear glaze put on.
I'm out.
RJ just beat me to it. Okay. You should still,
We're all thinking the same thing.
if you are gonna let your hair go and be gray and not color your hair no more, you should still come get a clear glaze put over.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for both of y'all right now. And y'all can just Venmo me the money.
He's such a non-believer.
I just did clear on both of you, and it does look better. And if you could each Venmo me $150, I can see a difference. Y'all look beautiful.
Bernard, I'm gonna ask you, since we're on this, let me ask you a question. You wash your truck, right?
Yes. Y'all are breaking up.
You're all breaking up.
Yeah, we're breaking up. You wash your truck, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do you wax it?
Yes.
Is your truck not shinier after you wax it?
It doesn't do anything. You don't see it doing anything.
It doesn't protect your paint job or anything like that, right?
Oh, it does. It does. That's not what the topic is today, guys. We're gonna lose viewers on our algorithm.
I got
you. No, we're not. We're talking.
That's coloring. Now, after coloring, okay, shampoo and conditioner matter, but more so than shampoo and conditioner, getting the right styling aid to build into your hair. You need a styling aid. Don't tell me you don't like putting product in your hair. And then in the next freaking breath, tell me you're in your kitchen cracking eggs and olive oils and beer cans and pistachios and I don't know, cinnamon and whatever the hell.
Castor oil.
What was that?
Yeah, castor oil, you know.
Cinnamons.
Use good product. Product is made for your hair. It's already pre-formulated, balanced out, and concentrated for your hair.
So you're not recommending all that natural stuff that you just recommend that you just named?
People don't realize a one cucumber ain't gonna do it. You need a whole basket to juice out. I don't even know how you juice a cucumber. It's a pickle, man. You know, like there's no juice in a freaking cucumbers.
Oh, there is a lot of juice in a cucumber, but I don't know if it's good for your hair. I think you should drink it if you're going to juice it, not put it on your hair.
That's what I'm saying. It's an astronomical amount. You got to spend $150 to get enough of that.
Oh, I agree. You might be able to get all the vitamins you need out of fruits and vegetables to put on your hair, but I did juice a lot of vegetables and fruits for a few years with RJ. We did that actually. It's a real expensive, healthy way to live.
But you were drinking that. You weren't doing each other's hair with it.
Right. What I'm saying, just the first step is it's freaking expensive. You're not saving money by any means doing that. It's not better for your hair if you're, like you said, if you get a product and you put the right. John, didn't you say you used to put your business cards in the color boxes at the grocery store in the last?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So when I left, it made me think of this guy who owned the school that I went to, the hair school I went to years ago. He got kicked out of a drugstore in the early days when they would talk about the biggest sales point they had back then for professional brand products was the consistency of the correct pH level of the product. And he said, and people were saying, how do you even know? He goes, oh, well, I know because I got kicked out of a drugstore. I went into the drugstore and I was opening all the bottles of shampoo and sticking my pH meter inside the bottles and recording it. Now, that's way before people were really freaking out about health and safety. You know, they got the little extra, I think because of him, they got that extra little clear thing over the top of the bottles. You got to unscrew and peel that off.
Yeah.
But if that's broken, don't take the Tylenol. Well, he was sticking it in, and obviously he's mixing shampoo to shampoo because I'm sure he's just wiping it off with a towel. And it was interesting, though. He said the pH level was all over the place in the same brand and the same shampoo or conditioner. There was no consistency, or they were really high or really low. And it was interesting because Eddie and I, when we, a few years ago, when we were doing these lives and I had first gotten a swimming pool, I said, I wasn't such a believer in pH till I started having to adjust the chemicals in my swimming pool, mostly for pH. You do that little tab and there's a bunch of different colors. You need to add pH up, pH down, acid. There's so many things you got to add to a pool and there's stabilizers, and man, the different times when I get the pool tested for what I needed in it, but we had just swam, I would feel it in my hair. My hair would just feel so rough. But the crazy thing was, after a couple of days of not swimming, just rinsing with water, shampoo and conditioner in my own shower, it would go back to normal or something different. And that's when I became a big believer in pH level having a huge effect on hair. And it's not a permanent thing. You don't go into a salon and get something done. That's why we sell products, because you have to maintain a pH level. And some people's water is not the right pH level, so you have to keep fixing it with the products you're sold or using. But if you're just buying at a grocery store, you may or may not. You may get lucky and get the right pH level product, but you might not. And that's why we have so many products to recommend, whether you're using color or not, or bleach. Or there's so many things that the sales companies just try to use the quickest, easiest words to say, just use this, it'll fix all your problems. And there's no one fix all. That's why we have all those products on the shelf that can be overwhelming to a client. But that's why we should understand a little bit, at least a little bit, so we can guide those clients. Because newer hairdressers, I think they're a little overwhelmed also sometimes. I know I was. Yeah.
When the thing that brought pH, just on the subject of pH, the thing that brought pH that made sense for me is, we used to, when I was teaching, we used to do a perm with a certain shampoo. Their tagline was squeaky clean. Your hair is squeaky clean, because it was so alkaline that it would make the cuticles stand straight up on the hair. So we would wrap a perm, hit it with this shampoo, let it sit overnight.
I think it was Prel.
Well, let's not. Can we say the names?
Strike that
for us.
But anyway, and then the following morning, we would rinse it out and then neutralize it with white vinegar, and you would get a curl pattern.
Oh wow!
So really think about that. I mean, the taking something that alkaline to cleanse your hair on a daily basis or bi-daily basis, whatever. I mean, really, that's ravaging everything that you've done to your hair. Anything that your professional has done to your hair. And that is why it is super important. And I stress it to my clients all the time. And I'll be honest, and I'm not bumping my back. I pay my rent on my retail sales. Because getting them going on the right thing and not cutting corners and not letting them go to Costco or Sam's Club and buy, well, it's the big liter size. Oh yeah, that's great. You spent $4 for a liter of shampoo that's stripping out everything that we did, or not cleansing your hair, and now all of a sudden your follicles are having issues. It is a rabbit hole that you can totally spiral down. I agree 100% with you, Bernard.
Eddie, so help the viewers tie what we all just said into the actual topic of today.
Don't listen to Bernard. Don't listen to John. Listen to me. Okay?
You should be in the middle.
Yeah, right. Listen to me. Do not let your hair air dry. Get yourself proper tools. Get yourself proper brushes. And when I say tools, I'm talking about blow dryers and flat irons, curling irons, and anything else in between. Get rollers for all I care. Get them Velcro, get the heated ones. I don't care. But get yourself proper tools for the style that you want.
And turn the heat all the way up.
and on a curling iron, yes. To max,
All the way.
I don't know why they put a temperature gauge on a curling iron. Get yourself into a habit or a routine, whatever the word you want to use, okay? Decide that you're going to wash your hair this many times a week and actually stick to it. Dry your hair properly. Put product in your hair, okay, before you start styling it. Get yourself on a maintenance routine that you can handle. Talk to your stylist if you already have one. If you don't have a stylist, start making phone calls. You would be surprised how many stylists are willing to do a consultation with you, complimentary, and try to help you, give you a plan or give you an opinion. Gather those opinions, see who you feel the most comfortable with within your budget and your time, okay? And get yourself on a program to see a stylist regularly, to get yourself taken care of. Your hair being this long and its split ends are up to here, this is not length, okay? That's frizz-fried hair. Don't hang on to dead weight. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Get rid of the crap. Get yourself into a routine as far as that goes. Have a goal. I don't care if you crave change all the time. Change is okay, but at least have a plan on why. What is not okay is you're looking on your phone and you're like, oh, this picture is really cute. I want to look like this. And then a week later, you're like, oh, that picture is really cute. I want to look like this. If you can't make up your mind, get help. Have somebody help you make up your mind for you. Because your body can only take so much abuse for so long. Don't get stuck on the fact of, oh, here's another thing too. Don't be blonde and then color your hair black and then don't color your hair for 3 months and be like, see, I haven't colored my hair. It's all virgin again. It's reset. There is no reset. Okay? A layer of crud in your hair that needs to be stripped away, nuked, and bathed and cleansed in the holy fire of an exorcism. The whole thing about hair goals, these stupid band-aid fixes just because they're trending on socials sound great, but what are they truly doing for you? If you have a goal in mind and this is how you want to look, you got to work towards it, okay? And it's baby steps that eventually add up, and you've walked a mile or whatever it is. You know, you've gotten there. But there is no, I just can get this miracle product today and have fancy hair tomorrow. Unless, then go work for QVC and be on an infomercial. And then that's great. That works. But in the real world, it takes time and effort. That's why doing these temporary styling things is hurting your long-term hair goals.
And to piggyback onto that, for you stylists,
no, don't listen to you.
No, wait. You stylists that are watching, you want to be profitable. That's why you're watching. You want to be profitable. You want to make a profit. What you have to do is educate your clients. You got to be behind the chair, educating them, talking to them about their hair goals and things like that. Not talking to them about whatever social media, Kardashian stuff is. Okay. You should be educating your client, talking to them about their hair, and giving and putting in their hands the products that can help them achieve what you achieve in the salon.
The way to do that is to reach out to the Profitable Stylist Academy and make contact and say, I need education and I need help.
Yes. Okay. And Bernard will come to your salon and help you.
And or Eddie or you.
Listen, that's right. We will. We are here to help.
That's after we come to New Orleans, because we're coming for RJ's wife's pralines.
Oh, good. So my wife's texting me that she's not feeling good. She needs help at home. I'm gonna run, guys, but I'll let you guys take it home. Bye.
That's pretty much it. You know, that wraps us up.
Excellent. So, thanks for having me, guys.
This kind of information is brought to you by the Profitable Stylist Academy. And when you like it, when you share it, and when you subscribe to it, then you know. So go ahead and push all those buttons and do all those social media things that we do.
Yes.
Be out there, stay profitable, guys. Make some money, have some fun, and we'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.